Hi, my name is Erica Ostoff, and I am part of a research team that has been studying the relationship between children's gender identity, their identification of masculine and feminine traits, and their media selection. Our goal was to look at media selection in a new way, as previous research in this field has been limited to a binary system of male and female only. For this study, my research team surveyed children ages 8 to 12 to determine children's perceptions of male and female traits. Children were shown a list of many different traits, like smart, kind, brave, wild, and more, and asked to rate whether they thought each trait was more typical of boys or more typical of girls, using a semantic differential scale. This led to the creation of a codebook that helped us categorize open-ended responses that those same children answered about their top 3 favorite television or movie characters. This helped us to answer our hypothesis and some research questions, such as whether or not children associate different characteristics with male and female characters, and if a child's gender identity influences their favorite character. The majority of my work on this project was focused around researching the TV shows, movies, and characters that children selected, and coding their open-ended responses as to why they like that character. Because of this, some of the most interesting aspects of this study, in my opinion, came when we saw the final results for the coding of responses between male and female characters. Even though children rated smart and kind as female traits, we found that male characters were labeled these characteristics more often than female characters. Although the traits were categorized by children's own responses, one might argue that children see female and male traits differently in media than in the real world. At the same time, male characters tend to have more variance in their personalities and are described in general with more detail than female characters. In the end, we were able to determine that children who rated themselves higher in femininity were more likely than children who rated themselves lower in femininity to report a female character as their favorite, regardless of their gender. At the same time, children who rated themselves higher in masculinity were more likely than children who rated themselves lower in masculinity to report a male character as their favorite, regardless of their gender. You can find in the results section of the poster some of the other findings in reference to the hypotheses and research questions section of the poster. Although it is already well established that it's important to study media in children, this study proposes a re-examination of how we've looked at gender. These findings will assist in future media development for children's programming to include a more inclusive media character environment. Thank you for spending some time to hear more about my project and the results we found.